all the time.
Yep.
Same concept. Okay, if she's like, hey, honey, let's put some porn on or whatever. Guarantee he's gonna fuck you better. Guarantee he's gonna have a harder dick and get more into it and be more engaged and excited.
Yeah.
So like, it's a way of spicing up and otherwise like
not
spicy, sexy, sexual.
Yeah.
Now, is it a band-aid solution? Kinda, yeah. But it's still better. If you don't want to be the kind of guy who goes and cheats, it's better than cheating.
Yes, that's the way I do.
Yeah.
And the lead attorney likes to say, like, you should take this test to make sure that you don't, if you're not the type that can be loyal in a relationship, just don't be in one or don't get married, you know?
Yeah.
If you're that type, you know, but I feel like some guys might be able to subdue it with the pornography, maybe.
Yeah, I learned it the hard way. I can't be faithful.
Yeah, so you're one of those people that you should just probably not get married. Yeah, or if you do, you could do it in a country where it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah, I mean, like my approach is like I'll just tell them like I'm gonna cheat on your ass.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
And you'd be again, you'd be stunned. Like I will say that on the first date with a chick, and you'd be stunned how many of them are just totally okay with it.
Yeah, I think it's normal. Partly
because they think I'm joking. And then I'm like, I ain't joking.
Yeah.
Start giggling more. And they're like, this guy is so outrageous. I'm going to sleep with him and see if it's correct.
Yeah.
It's like, that's female logic.
Oh, I can lock him down. He'll never want to sleep with the other girl again.
Female logic.
Goofy, dude. No, now I want to know, would you support laws that have a hard stance against child pornography use? Like,
absolutely.
I said that wrong. Like, not CP, but like, as in like child, people being able to easily watch, like children easily be able to access porn.
Oh, children being able to access it.
Porn easy, yes.
Yeah,
like, would you, if they were trying to put in laws that were making it to where, like, I don't know how the hell, but you'd have to somehow log in to watch even pornography online. Would you kind of support something like that because it is so bad for the kids right now?
What they did, so they tried to do something like this in the UK, where they create some kind of like proof of age filter.
Yeah,
I think they were supposed to do it through your ID and stuff.
So hard to do.
It's hard, but it's hard to do because of the ramifications of it. So in a perfect world, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And I would support it, honestly. But the problem is that once you start, especially with those kind of websites, okay, I have to upload my ID. Okay, now this website has my personal information, and they can probably blackmail me with that personal information because they have my porn search history, right?
True. Like, all it takes is one hacker getting all that info and fucking everybody up.
I mean, people hack email providers, like Netflix, all this stuff all the time, and get your personal information, right? Yeah. Imagine if they did that, but with pornography. Now they have not only they have your information, they have all of the kinky shit you're into.
Yeah.
So that is a blackmailer's wet dream.
Yes, it is.
So if there was a way to pull it off,
you'd say,
I'd totally be in favor of it. But right now, I don't think we have a really practical solution for it.
It's one of those technical things that we don't even know how to technically fix.
Yeah, I mean, so you kind of have to take the stance of like, okay, do we get rid of porn entirely, or do we keep it or do we just allow it? This goes back to my point about I'm very grateful I was born before the iPhone, because I remember like having to rummage around like the local tip, like garbage dump, to find like an old dirty mag that a newsagent stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, my friends would like, we all get one, and like that was my FAP material for like 6 to 8 years. One dirty magazine we found at the tip, you know. Like, but now a kid, 16-year-old kid is just like, bang, it's there. How old are you? Oh, I'm gonna lie, I'm 400 years old. Like, it's so easy.
It's so easy. Yeah.
So it creates this conundrum, and But I again, the idea of personal responsibility. Like, no one's putting a gun to your head and making you jerk off to porn.
Yeah.
So yeah, a young kid's impressionable and stuff. It's a conversation for their parents.
Yeah. It's
a conversation for the father first and foremost. Is like, well, why the fuck you? If all these things are bad, and we know all these things are bad, like Instagram, super bad for your brain. TikTok, porn. Why the fuck is your kid have an iPhone in the first place? Be a goddamn adult. Like, my kids ain't having a fucking iPhone. Fuck that.
Yeah, no, that's how I have a very hard stance against all of it. It's like, you better not have kids today unless you're gonna have the money to send them to a private school that's gonna keep them away from all that shit.
Like that homeschool.
Yeah, or homeschool. Yeah, it has to be that way.
And people argue like, oh, they're gonna be social outcasts. Good.
You need to. Today,
I don't want my kids to fit in with the average being these days.
That's a fact. That's the best way to put it. Yeah, you don't want them to be average right now. It's scary. Do you think more or no? I shouldn't ask that. I don't want to get canceled off the internet. There's a couple of these questions that I probably should ask.
Oh, come on! Don't be a pussy. Don't be a pussy.
Would you say the increase in people that are gay today has anything to do with pornography? I always like to think that the path of least resistance today, like if a guy is having trouble getting pussy, I think that it's so easy for him to download like Grinder and get his dick sucked, or easily jump online and watch porno. Like I believe everybody's living their pleasure and hedonism, so it's really easy for a guy to like. I think it's genetic sometimes, and sometimes somebody's gay because it is a genetic thing. Like they really do. Feel the opposite way, I can say, but I think sometimes a guy's living in his pleasure and he's just taking the easiest path. Like, do you think that pornography might add to that?
You know what? So I think there is a percentage of the male population that are probably bisexual, and maybe 50 years ago they would never have acted out on that half of sexuality.
Okay.
But now, not just with pornography, but also with the general social like LGBTQ plus push.
Yeah,
right. It's pushed everywhere, right? Now that guy who maybe in the 1950s would have just had, he maybe would have had like a wife and a kid and kids, and okay, maybe once he went to a glory hole or something, right?
But this explains why they did that,
right? Yeah. But now he's like, well, fuck it. It's way easier for him to get his dick sucked by a dude than to deal with a woman. So he's going the full gay route.
Yeah.
So I think that's my personal hypothesis on this whole thing is like, I have seen stuff which talks about like gene expression and like when you get big like urban centers, like big urban populations, the gene expression of like say a homosexuality gene like is expressed more versus like when the population is like much smaller. And I'm not going to pretend like I know that whole argument, but I've seen bits and pieces of that, and that kind of makes sense to me. But at the same time, like, yeah, my hypothesis is that like there was probably a whole bunch of dudes who were like you would have considered bi back in the day, and they just would have acted out on it. Whereas now they're probably acting out on it because it's so much more socially accepted.
I agree with you. See, I never saw that side, but that's totally the truth, honestly, I feel like. I want to know, can a man be alpha widowed, do you think, by, say, a really good blowjob or sex from a certain woman? This is something I also truly believe, and I try to teach. I really think that you can be alpha widowed as a man. Like, I've definitely had my dick sucked before to the point that it's like, all right, there's not another girl in the world that's going to do better than this probably. Like, you know, like you might be thinking about this for years of your life or something.
I think that's the wrong word. I think it's vagina widowed, or like vagina widowed, or like mouth widowed, or hand job widowed. Like I've had the exact same experience.
Okay, so but it's more like that. It's not the girl; it's the experience.
Yeah, like there's one particular woman who I worked with in porn, and every other male porn star I've talked to agreed with me. Like she gives the best hand jobs on the planet. And I've never had a woman in my entire existence of my life and replicate it anywhere near close to her. And I'm like, God damn it, I want this woman to teach a course. Every woman I meet can do the exact same thing. So yes,
I'm happy that I could see.
But I wouldn't. But I'm not pining to be in a relationship with her.
Yeah,
I'm like when my current girlfriend or whatever is like, I'm like, sounds good, that chick.
Yeah, it's just something that you're gonna accept. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I'll get over it.
Funny. Can a woman provide such a good sex or such a good blowjob that she can lock a high value man in? You think, or do you think that doesn't lock in those high value guys?
Because it won't, because a high value guy has so much access to pussy.
It's gonna be too average at a certain point.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how bomb she is, you know,
he'll just get another one. It'll definitely lock down the average dude, right?
Yeah.
And it'll lock, especially if she's like on her sexual market value decline, right? She's like running out of time and she's trying to lock a dude down. Okay, with a girl with like a bomb ass blowjob, great pussy or whatever, she'll be able to lock a dude down much quicker than a girl with a trash pussy, right? But she ain't gonna be locked down like the guy she wants to lock down.
That's true.
Because he has infinite access.
Yeah, it's gonna be the beta guy.
And because the dude has infinite access, the sex ain't that big a deal to him.
Yeah.
It's like he like I'm about to say, much rather a girl who's like loyal and faithful and cooks and cleans.
What I already teach on the show, so that's
right?
perfect. Yeah.
So like he'd much rather that. Once you get beyond a certain amount of sexual acts, it doesn't really make much difference, really at all.
No.
But the only exception would be like if she's super prudish, it would be like a red flag. Like, you know, like she's not sexual at all, but she does does all these other like nice things like cooking and cleaning stuff. For me personally, it'd be like, I don't know if I can kind of deal with that. I'd have to find like the best of both worlds, right?
No, I feel that.